gonna.
Okay.
Head, Allison. Now we're at the important stuff, diapers.
Of course, the recording starts now. Like, okay, hold on. Let me get prepared. Here we go. All right. So I am Allison Holland. I work with Community Concepts. I'm with the Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Council of Maine. So for Oxford County and for Androscoggin County, that's held under Community Concepts. And the way we came about working with diaper need is when the Oxford County United Way disbanded, we picked up that initiative. So it's something that Oxford County's always done, is try to bring awareness and support around diaper need. When we've taken that on under us here, we have found a lot of support with the Oxford Casino. And last year we were able to get radio spots and we were on podcasts. There was lots of things that we had done to try to bring awareness to the area. And we've even received some more people to back us in our efforts, but ongoing, Oxford Casino has been amazing in their support contributing. So we do end up with upwards of $10,000 each year so far that we've done it to spend on diapers. And we don't have the space or the staffing capacity to have a diaper pantry here. So we are trying to just send diapers to any pantry that's willing to take them. And I do have a list of some that have said yes. And I've been working slowly because, again, we have low capacity and I'm just coming back from maternity leave and I apologize. So I'm seeing some names here that I'm like, oh yeah, they're on my list I've got to get to, right? And I'm slowly checking that off. But then there's been a lot of the pantries that have refused them, saying that they don't have the space for it. So we're in a place of saying we need to get diapers out to the community. And I'm so glad that there's a place saying we need them. So that's kind of where I come in with that. I would love to work in this effort, sharing in usually the end of September, early week of October is when we do a lot of work because that is Diaper Need Awareness Week. So we do a lot of our stuff then and do our diaper drive. And then Carl, when you mentioned that you're going to be gathering some information from screenings, if that's anything that you are able to share, that would help us to receive some more dollars if we could actually prove with those numbers that there is a true need.
I can definitely work with you on that.
And Allison, you can use the mailing list that we have for this forum. There are like 70 people on it with all the different pantries and community food sources in the area. So if you have a little blurb that you want us to get out to everybody and then they can contact you, that might save you some time.
Oh, great. So if I were to send something to you, Holly, would you be able to forward it to the group?
Yep, I'd be happy to. Okay.
Oh, great. I will do that.
What are you talking amount-wise, Allison? When you say you want to give some to a pantry, what's the amount?
How much would it be? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, what's the quantity that a pantry would receive? Do they have a say in how much they get?
Yeah.
A fair amount. Oh goodness. I'm trying to think of a way to describe it, but I mean, I filled up the back of a truck several times for different pantries. So it's a good like $500 or $600 worth of a purchase for diapers per pantry.
Have you spoken to Sandy Sweat at
I don't have
Food Bank, Allison?
Sandy Sweat from where?
Harrison Food Bank.
No, for Harrison, who I had spoken to, Karen Miller from Oxford, who said that she was working with Harrison. Okay. Is that not accurate?
I don't know. I just know that Sandy's still probably getting 350 families a week on Tuesdays, up to 400, and has space availability. She has a very big space availability. So she's actually a food bank herself. So she might be a place that could be might be used for storing them and then distributing to the smaller pantries.
Okay.
Karen Miller
Looking for a
is,
space issue.
oops, I'm sorry, Holly.
Go ahead.
Karen Miller is the director of the Oxford Helping Hands Food Pantry in Oxford.
Which is looking for space. themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was just thinking Sandy has the construction well underway or almost finished on the food bank that she's enlarged, and she might have dry capacity, and she also sees a great many families in need, so she could give them away and possibly help with your storage issue.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I can get you her information, Allison.
That'd be great. I'll put my email in the chat. And so what we've come to this year is, along with food pantries, because that's traditionally what we've been doing, is reaching out to food pantries and sending them out. Along with that, there was some interest from childcare providers who said that oftentimes, especially the in-home care providers, feel that they are often purchasing diapers for the children there because they see a lot of families that experience high needs. So we were going to be reaching out to a few of those. I've only got about a handful of people saying that they would be interested. So we'll be sending diapers their way. So we were just looking for some other places as well. And we want to make sure that all of this is spread as far and wide throughout Oxford County as possible, and that this is really to benefit the whole county. And we want to reach all the little pockets that we can. So, so I love that, anywhere that we can send great amounts is wonderful, but also I want to make sure that we're not putting it all into one area. And then for those that also have transportation struggles, that might not be able to get them.
Yeah, sounds good.
And
Or
with
do
the
you-
pantry,
Okay.
another thing that we kind of like to look at, and I know that this is, but oftentimes with a lot of pantries, what we've run up against is, for folks to utilize that service, they have to provide all this documentation proving that they are financially in need of the food pantry and its services. And we know through all of the search that we've done and from all of our training that diaper need is something that 1 out of 3 families experience throughout our country, and that it doesn't matter what income level they're at, that really this is something that affects all families. So we also want to keep that in mind and make sure that we're not putting it in a place that it might be restrictive for some families. We want it available to all.
Carl, I was wondering if Alicia with the 5210 has any contacts with some of those local childcare, home childcare families, if she's working with any of them, if she might be a good connecting person.
Already put it on my to-do list, Holly.
Oh, good. I like when we think alike. That's good.
They're awesome. I'm so glad that I found out about this and that you let me come in. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I told
we-
Holly about this like 5 minutes ago. She jumped right on. I love it. Thanks.
Great.
Thanks, Allison.
That's great. That's great.
I would like to make the hospital pantry be aware that, since we're quite close, if he needs to send anyone to the Oxford Hills food pantry, he certainly can. We are letting people come in weekly. We don't have any restrictions right now, and we will continue to be open to anybody who needs our help.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, they get information to all the pantries, but I can even be more explicit.
Yeah, you
Since
can
you're
say,
right
walk
next door.
100 yards, walk 100 yards. And they have an incredible supply. You guys have this huge meat freezer. I'm always shocked at how much stuff is in there. So
Do you have a flyer or anything like that?
Actually, I don't.
you know,
Okay.
Rosemary, I can help you with
See,
that.
we're looking for a director.
Yeah, I
No.
know.
We're tumbling along as well as best we can, which reminds
Rosemary,
me,
I'm happy to make a flyer for you with the hours and the contact information, and I can make copies and get them to Carl so he can hand them out right there. That's a great idea. We can do like half sheets or something.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll
thank you.
also put it on my the pantry door So in case anybody comes by and it's not open, they'll know where to go.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great.
I have to leave Holly at 3:30, sorry.
Okay, do you have anything else, obviously, other than still needing a director? How's those Wednesday afternoons going? Are people coming to those later times now?
We haven't built up a great clientele yet for the 4 to 6 time. Some weeks it's been okay, some weeks not. We only get 2 or 3 families.
Yeah. I mean, we know there is great need out there, but sometimes I feel it's good that it's not a mob coming, that maybe the need is not as great as it was, you know? I think, don't we all want to be out of business with this eventually? Isn't that the goal? So
Well, I don't know,
feel-
we've been operating for like 40 years. It's kind of
Right.
hard to just close us down.
No, we don't want to close you down. We want it to be available when people need it, but it's kind of nice when it seems like it's not going crazy like we had it for the last couple of years. So
Right.
that's good. Jimmy, do you have anything to report out on TFAP for us?
Not particularly. I'm working on acquiring some bonus items, but yeah, it's all kind of still in the works and no real updates yet with that. And yeah, we've kind of pushed out all of our inventory back into the Good Shepherd warehouses. So that's kind of like a me thing, not a great news for everyone, other than, it'll be that much closer and efficient for the process. But yeah, that's just kind of a minor detail. And CSFP, the Commodity Supplemental Food Program, food boxes for seniors, that is still seeing a downtick. So we're trying to do what we can. We're working on getting a press release. So yeah, more info for that to come. But yeah, we have extreme capacity to send out more of those senior food boxes, CSFP.
I have quite a bit of extra TFAB stuff that I'm more than willing to share or swap with somebody. I love
Anna.
it. Everybody leans in when I talk.
Well, it's hard to hear sometimes.
Yeah.
Can they
Could
not
you-
hear me?
It sounds like you're underwater, basically.
Yeah, it's just very delayed. Anna, can Christine get me an
I am.
inventory list?
I pretty much know what, yeah, it's saying my internet connection is unstable,
Okay,
flashing across my screen. I have a list of what we have of extra
Awesome.
inventory.
Anna, if you turn off your video, it might allow your voice to come through clear. It might, it may not, but sometimes that works. There you go. Try talking now.
I'll send one.
Can I ask for a little clarity? I don't know what TFAP is, and I apologize. Could someone please explain that?
Certainly, I'd be happy to talk about TFAP. So it's a federal program. It's called the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and it's operated by the USDA, and that's where all the funding comes from. And it all funnels in to the state. So each state has its own TFAP program. And yeah, ours is run by the Maine Department of Agriculture, Conservation, and Forestry. And I am the acting director for it. And kind of our goal is to provide shelf-stable food to the food pantries, and it's always free. So that's really wonderful. And now it's being 100% delivered by Good Shepherd Food Bank. So just as you kind of know the players involved. But yeah, it's a great free resource. And sometimes, the sourcing of it is a little bit wild as far as what I can purchase through it. It just, like we get an allocation of about 900,000 per year, but then, just in bonus food that just with trade mitigation or other things the USDA is stimulating with certain producers in agriculture. It could, like for instance, last year we sent out about 5.5 million worth. So that's like, you know, sixfold over what our budget is. So it's kind of wild what will come in. And right now there are many pistachios. So I'm sure you guys will be seeing them soon.
Pistachios. Where are the
They
pistachios?
have to be coming soon.
Pistachios.
Like I know they're in the warehouse.
I
and-
got pistachios this week.
I'm coming to
Okay.
Andover, Anna. I'm coming to
Come
see you.
on over.
But yeah, so we'll see kind of what's the hot item at a certain time. But yeah, more or less, it's a great free program that yeah, it's very accessible.
I gotta tell you, pick a better snack. We're doing chickpeas this month, and I'm telling the kids, you love these. Go to the food pantry. They have a ton of them. They'll give you as many cans of chickpeas as you want.
That's right.
Beans, pinto beans.
I know the director of the before and after school program in West Paris, that Agnes Gray. And when they would run their food pantry there would be a lot of families that would get just a bag of items that I feel like they would think it was random, that, you know, like food pantry items can seem kind of random. And the director used to be with the families and offer to help cook with them or help give them recipes and ideas of, well, how can you take these 5 cans of something that seem random but make a really good meal out of it. So I kind of think of, like, Holly, the kind of programs and things that you're doing when you mentioned chickpeas. That's something that maybe some people are like, what do you do with chickpeas? That's great.
Yeah,
that
I'm
there's-
always happy. I have a ton of recipes and I'm happy to send them out. We've sent out lentil recipes. We've sent out cauliflower, butternut squash. You guys tell me what you have a lot of and you want to push, let me know. And I will send you recipes that you can just print out or, you know, put on your website, put on your Facebook page. Happy to do that.
Awesome.
I know about pistachios, but
I know ice cream, but
I have a pistachio cookie recipe, actually. They never
Take
make
'em
them
out of
into,
the shell,
they never
though.
make them into cookies at our house. so.
They're in shells, though. You got to work a little to get them.
That's good. That's good. You burn a little calories getting them. I think that's good. Remember when they used to be red? What was that? Red dye number 2 in the
Yeah.
pistachios? That's terrible. It
I
was-
do not recall anything like that.
yeah, see, you're too young, Alice.
You're too young.
Laughing, he knows. Linda's laughing. We
I
don't.
remember red pistachios well.
I remember red.
do.
My kids think I'm really old because you were born when there was still a 19 in the number.
Yeah.
That's okay. I had a little kid who was reading a story and I came in and I said, oh, what are you reading? And she goes, oh, it's about an old lady. And she looks at me and she goes, oh, like you. And it's just like,
Gotta love their honesty.
she goes, but she's nice like you. I said, okay, good. Nice cover, Dodge. It's pretty funny.
I always heard, wow, you're older than my grandmother. But their grandmother was like, what? Your grandmother's only like 40? And then I
I
get my
was gonna say she was 40.
So then I had to stop making comments before I
Yeah.
got in trouble.
That's good. So let me ask you guys, is anybody finding any scarcity of a product that they need, that we need to find, we need to source from somewhere? Is anybody low on anything that they're getting a lot of requests for?
No, we're buying whatever we need.
You are buying whatever you need. Okay.
And we're pretty much buying what we need to. However, I did notice that, and I don't know if it was just coincidence, but on Good Shepherd's order last time, there were some smaller amounts of like chicken. You didn't have to get a 10-pound chicken or leg or something. You could get smaller quantities, which is always what I was looking for. 2 pounds of fish, not a 10-pound block, 2 pounds. And a few of those have been showing up. So.
And are you guys finding that you're well funded to purchase these items? right now?
We are.
We are.
Yes,
Wow.
which is totally amazing to me, but
Well,
Remember,
people
Good
want to
Shepherd said
help.
it was a period of abundance. I'm sorry, Rosemary, go ahead.
I've just said people want to help feed people. So they do donate to us so we can do that.
Yeah. Now, are all of you, I think all of you are getting food from Foothills Food Works. Is that still working out for you? Is that still going well?
Yes, we give out, I have 40 meals coming on the third Friday of the month to give out. Right now, they want to do a survey to see how it's going. So I'm going to participate in that.
Good, good, yeah.
and we too get it the third Wednesday of the month. It took us, we had a learning curve, so the person giving them out realized it was every person in the family. So the survey came across, but we haven't been doing it long enough. To really, I feel like, because the first time we sort of flubbed up and it was, they gave out a meal. So after a few more times, I'll have them do their survey.
But Linda, I think the feedback when a new pantry starts or a new distribution starts, if they could give you some of that information, so your learning curve isn't so steep. So right from the get-go what you're doing. I think that's good feedback for them.
Well, actually, it wasn't the community Foothills people. It's our volunteers. Some of us have memory issues. And you tell them, and then it doesn't happen, and I go, I thought I said so it's repetition
Okay,
it was our mistake. It wasn't community Foothills at all.
Okay.
Two of my clients actually own a van, and they're the ones that go and get the boxes and pass them out to the people in Andover.
Right.
I'm really out of that. I mean, they're taking care of it. They call me if they have any issues.
That's great, Anna, because I know Chris has a very tiny, tiny little car. It's like a thumbprint. So I know he really appreciates any deliveries. I did some deliveries this summer with our truck. Brenda, we haven't heard from you, but we're so happy to see you here today. Is there anything you want to share or know or talk about?
No, I'm just listening to what everybody has to say.
My connection is so unstable. I don't hear the questions, just so you know. I'm not talking. I don't hear. I know it's unlike me not to participate too much.
Yeah, I was just asking Brenda how she's doing and if she wants to share anything. Brenda is a partner at Norway Brewing, and she's also on Norway Downtown and very involved in the community. So.
Yeah, I've just been really busy with other things and haven't been able to join you guys on Wednesdays. So I'm glad to be back and be part of the listening of what's going on.
Awesome. So we have somebody who I don't recognize the phone number who's calling in on 252-8449. Would you like to tell us who you are and speak up? And
I'll make you guess.
it's Ben. You're so quiet. I would never have imagined it was you, Ben. Welcome. I got to tell you something really funny, Ben. I don't know if your ears were burning earlier. Our office is moving from Pottle Road to the Ripley building, and we have to move our phone equipment too. And our director, Holly Legee Cressman, was like worried about me unplugging my phone because we're not moving for a week. And I said, it's okay. Only Ben Tucker calls me on that number. So, and we're having the call today, so I won't hear from him. So you got to call my cell phone for the next week if you need me.
Okay, good to know.
Ben, you have any news to share? Anything to tell us?
Well, when Brenda said that she wasn't talking much because she couldn't hear the questions, she should run for office, because that sounds like the perfect skill set that anybody needs. You have the answers. You don't have to listen to the questions.
Is that why they never answer the question that's asked?
Well, I don't know, but I just thought, you know, it would be time Brenda would fit in well. So I don't have anything to say
Okay,
other than
sorry.
that the work that everybody does. I always say this, but I mean it so wholeheartedly. The work that all of you people do is amazing. It continues to amaze me. I make sure that my boss, Angus, hears about it on a regular basis. So you all need to really take a moment to pat yourselves on the back, because it does matter. What you do matters. This is, you know, small town Maine. It's tough to live here, and now everything is going up. And so you should all take a moment to pat yourself on the back.
Thank you, man. We appreciate that.
And tell Senator King that the Wi-Fi stinks up here and we're having a hard time communicating.
He knows that.
He knows
Perfect
that, I
day.
know.
Trust me, we tell him that frequently. And my story that relates to that is I was leaving Lewiston, Auburn, and headed up Route 4 toward J. Livermore Falls. He's talking on the phone to like somebody in the administration or a fellow senator. And we're only on Route 4 and we're not out of Auburn yet, and the call drops. And he says, well, what's that all about? I said, well, welcome to the world of poor broadband. And so when he called the individual back, whoever it was, he said, you won't believe this, but I'm near one of Maine's largest cities, and the broadband service is poor enough so that my call was dropped. So he's fully aware of it from hearing it from all of us, but also from personal experience.
Awesome. Well, good. He knows. Angus knows. Michael, would you like to share anything, what's happening in the schools, regards to food service, or anything else you'd like to share?
Yeah, sure. Sorry if I cut out. My internet service here is terrible. That seems to be a common theme. A couple of quick updates. We just launched our new ThrillShare website, so I'm completely overhauling the food service page, and I'm going to put all the information for local food pantries up there, and sort of an obvious place where folks can access that information if need be. Something we're really concerned about is that the waivers for next year will not be granted. So the USDA waivers that allow us to substitute certain items for nutritional compliant items that are unavailable due to supply chain issues. So that could kind of be problematical. We're really concerned about fuel surcharges right now. That's something that like a lot of our distributors are doing during like the height of the pandemic. We haven't been paying them recently, but that's a real concern.
And just to speak to that, just so everybody knows, the school nutrition programs, most of them across the state are completely self-funded. So, you know, money that they bring in through their program is what pays for everything, including staff salaries, benefits, utilities, fuel for their trucks, all of that stuff. They're all self-funded.
Thank you, Carl.
Got to sell a lot of pizza to feed them.
Yeah,
So anyway, well, thank you for being on here, Michael. We appreciate your time. We appreciate all of your time. Does anybody have anything else? If they don't, we can cut out early today. Allison, thank you so much for joining us. You're always welcome.
Holly, the only thing that I have was I did talk, like I said, to Melissa at the Old School Food Pantry, and they have their pantry at this time, so that's why they don't come, but they have been watching the recordings and they really appreciate all the stories and help that comes out of this forum. And I also spoke with the new directors of the Canton Food Pantry, Helen and Jim Martin. And they wanted, she works until 5 o'clock every single day, so she won't be able to get on here, but she's gonna watch the recordings to get caught up, and she'll submit to either you or me or both of us, Holly, any kind of questions or concerns or suggestions.
Right.
And she's trying to get into the newspaper so that everyone knows who the new contacts are for Canton Food Pantry.
The previous directors have both passed away. And so Helen and her husband have taken it over. And she called me, she found the calendar somewhere and saw my number and said, can you help me? I need to change the time on here and the contact, but I'm trying to get a hold of Amy. And so
Yeah.
great that we were able to make that connection. So that was great. And I haven't ever heard from Canton Food Pantry. I got their information off the Facebook page. So I was really thrilled that they made a connection. And also Sarah Bartlett is the new rector or pastor at Second Congo. And she was hoping to be on today. So, because, you know, they do a free meal once a month. So she is interested on coming on. So if you ever run across anybody who's interested in food security or Ben Tucker stories, you know, tell them to come. We take them all. We're happy to have you. It takes a village to help our community, and you guys are doing a great job with that. So I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Put on your spikes if you're going outside. It's very icy. Be careful. And Anna, there you are again. Great. So if that's it, I think we're good. And thank you for letting me record this, because there are a lot of people who said, Holly, you forgot to record it. So please, can you do that? So thank you all so much for all you do. Let me know if you need anything. Send me any changes to the calendar, and have a great evening.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.